Hey, welcome back to the Chad Show, OverReactions. This time I'm going to be talking to y'all about the air show yesterday. Took the family to the Alliance Air Show out north of Fort Worth, really the outside Keller area. And man, was it awesome. Uh, we have twin daughters or toddlers, and ever since we moved back to Texas last year, where we live, um, we're in some major flight paths. We get quite a bit of commercial traffic. We also have a small local airfield that they do a lot of flight school stuff, single engine stuff. And we hear Cessnas overhead and you hear the engine cut out sputter as they're going through like restart procedures and stuff. Kind of unnerving, but cool at the same time. If it's quiet enough, you'll actually hear it actually making the sound like in a movie. It is pretty trippy. But anyways, with our little ones, we I can't help but to have gotten them into the airplanes. Every time there's a plane, I point it out, and now they're looking for them. Every time they hear it, they're like running to get away from the trees to try to see it. If they hear a weed eater in the distance, they start looking for airplanes. But we also get a lot of military stuff from the Joint Reserve Base. Lockheed Final Assembly for the 35s. They're doing check rides over us all the time. I get a lot of cool stuff overhead. And so we've been planning this for a couple months, really hoping that the girls would be healthy enough because they're in that stage where they're just getting sick all the time. They have been for the past year. And so, anyways, for them to be well enough to go to the air show was awesome. Took them out to the air show, and man, the girls were fired up. And so, did the whole static display where they got all the planes spread out. And so, didn't get to do as much with them as we could because time is finite. 2-year-olds, and everybody's trying to see the same stuff. Couple cool things that we saw. Obviously, a couple of the squadrons that are local to us were out there displaying. They did get to actually meet an F-18 pilot from the local Marine squadron, and super cool guy. Really cool call sign, skin job. And yeah, it was pretty cool. They fly F-18 C pluses. So the little smaller fart carts, they're bad, man. Oh, little hot rods. And his plane being a Texas squadron, like the air brake between the vertical stabilizers, it's painted like a Texas flag, subdued, sweet looking. Anyways, got to meet him. Got pictures of him holding the girls, each of them wearing the helmet, which is Texas flag. It's so cool. Anyways, big thanks to Skin Job. Really appreciate the time he took with the girls. They're just enamored. Got really shy, but they loved it. There was an SH-60 out there, one of the Navy Hawks, the Seahawks, and massive line for that one. So we didn't even get near it. We just snapped a couple pictures of it. Went off and looked at other stuff, and on the way back, I just glanced over and I saw the ship name on it. I was like, wait a minute, had to get closer. It was from the Bainbridge. Must be like in dry dock or downtime in port, stateside between the pumps. So I guess the air crew's getting time out away. But yeah, Bainbridge, that's pretty sweet. Not sure how many people really noticed that or understood what the Bainbridge is. Captain Phillips. Anyways, after we had lunch, air food, air show type food, carnival type food, whatever. So hot dogs, fries. Girls loved sat on the tarmac. It was like sustained 25-mile-an-hour wind across that tarmac, so chasing napkins and whatnot. Anyways, got back to the car and we just tailgated it for the show. Thunderbirds were flying. We didn't get to see them fly because the girls didn't last that long. But we did get to see the F-22 fly. Now, we couldn't get close to the actual Thunderbirds themselves. They had them off on, fenced off area away from everybody because can't have people touching the planes about to fly. And just shy of those planes, they had 2 F-22s. And man. I snapped a couple pictures with my phone distance. That paint is weird. Try not to hypothesize too much, but it came into play later when it was actually flying. It's gray like any other military aircraft, but not. Depending on what facet of the plane is hitting the right angle, it reflects what looks like sunlight at you. And it's not like a mirror reflecting it. It's more like a mirage. It is trippy. It's so muted but not bright of a reflection from a distance. If you look at it, it just looks like it's a really just grayed out tiger stripe, like blotchy pattern. But no, that's just as you move, it moves. Like it's cool. Anyways, so I have a clip here of the F-22, and man, if you've seen Top Gun, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You at least have a frame of reference. If you've never seen the fifth generation fighter actually flying, that movie is a pretty decent representation of it, in my opinion, as a landlubber, like not flying guy. I love airplanes as a kid. Like I was fanatical about them. It wasn't in the cards for me. Like it is just amazing to see that thing fly. So, anyways, I have a clip here, and yeah, I just want to get into it here. The amazing thing about this thing is what it's able to do, and I just think that with the opportunity to see it firsthand and get video of it, and after the fact, I just couldn't stop talking about it like some kind of zealot. I just thought I'd just do a reaction video on it. And I'm not really reacting on it here for you. It's not that type of reaction, but I got reaction within the video. So it's just one maneuver, about 40 seconds or so long. And you'll be able to hear me talking over it. And there's a couple things I want to point out to you, and then I'll come back. So here we go. So here he is going vertical into what I believe is an Immelman. He's doing vertical with doing a roll. Bleeds off his speed at the apex. And you see that flash. That's the paint. Now he's inverted. Nose is back down in a squared off loop. Once he's flat on the bottom of the loop, he then pushes it into a counterclockwise flat spin. That's all vectored thrust. He has no aerodynamic stability off this plane right now.
Like a leaf on the wind.
And a little call out to Firefly. This thing's amazing. And it just, man.
Show off.
Yeah, that's right. I would too. I would just have to say that one little maneuver. Planes have to have air flowing over their wings for their ailerons and flaps and stabilizers to do what they're supposed to do. If they don't have sufficient airflow or forward velocity cutting through the air, it's a flying brick. It doesn't matter what shape it is. But with that vectored thrust, it's not dependent on that to turn and reorient the plane. And that's it. That's fifth gen stuff, dude. Like that. Now, of course, it's a flying supercomputer. We had 5 bars of service on our phone. Could not connect to any websites, any apps while that thing was in the air. Coinky dink. It's cool, man. So I'll go back to that video one more time. One more again. Just so you can see it. But watch that shimmer. It just flashes. Just turning around. Look at her go, man. Sorry for that autofocus. Look at the placement of those, opposed to those clouds behind him. You can see how little space he's actually taking up in the sky. He's like doing that in a parking lot in the sky, basically. It's amazing, man. The cojones on that pilot to be able to do that. Just the pinnacle of human performance and technological design. The engineers that put that together, the fabricators, just, man.
Show off.
So cool. So cool. You know, as a non-pilot, as a ground guy, 0311, I see a helicopter and I point and grunt, ooh. You know, looking at it from that point of view, if that were an enemy, I was in a point of cover or concealment in a green belt trying to cross a linear danger area. That thing's overhead and it gets past, all right, we're clear, we can move. That thing can turn around and get nose back on me faster than I could cross a danger area. Did I have to do big sweeping, looping turns to reorient? Like, no. You can turn around in the space of basically a Walmart parking lot and get that thing back on you. It is cheating. I wanted to scream hacker at the sky. Those things are so freaking cool, man. So if you ever get a chance to go out and see these things, do it. You're not going to get to see them fly like that, taken off from the area base, unless it's at an air show. If you don't have access to go out to like a maneuver box to see them doing this stuff, you're not going to see them doing it. They're doing that stuff out in Ellis or wherever, right? You're not going to see them doing that kind of stuff unless it's in an air show. So, yeah, check out the local air shows. See when they're going to show up, and definitely take time out of your day. If you don't have money to do it, they're up in the air. They don't own that space. Like, they can't say don't look up. Go sit in a parking lot off property and watch. You can see plenty to understand and appreciate what your money's going towards, what your great grandkids' money has gone towards. It's truly, truly amazing stuff. Anyways, it's about time I wrap this up. Once again, thanks for taking time out of your day to just listen to me run my suck about some amazing stuff. Had a great weekend. Beautiful weather. It was 94 degrees, but the wind was howling. Winds was just ripping. And it was cool breeze. It wasn't hot, so you didn't even feel hot. So I got a bit of sunburn. Pretty pink right now. Little girls didn't get burned though. We're good on that. But perfect day. And then we went and ate some excellent barbecue at some friend's house today, and it was a pretty good all around weekend. Hope y'all had a good one, and be looking for more from me. I have some more ideas coming up pretty soon. Until then, be safe and